Hidden in the heart of Southeast Asia, beneath the shadows of ancient mountains and the along rivers that carry the whispers of time, lies a land whose customs have weathered wars, dynasties, and the relentless march of modernity. This is Vietnam, a country often shown through images of terraced rice fields and the bustling street vendors. But in truth, it's a living manuscript, written with centuries of ritual and the tradition. Stepping into this land isn't just about visiting a place, it is about being pulled into a story that began long before you were born and will continue long after you're gone. I'll never forget the first time we walked into a Vietnamese village just before Tay, the Lunar New Year. The air was thick with the scent of burning incense and the wood smoke, curling upwards like spirits eager to reach the heavens. Children darted between bamboo houses, clutching red envelopes with wide eyes, as if those small slips of paper held not just money, but promises from the ancestors themselves. Every single gesture was charged with meaning, the placement of kumquat trees in doorways, the careful sweeping of the floor to banish the old year's bad luck, and the refusal to argue on the first day, fearing that disharmony would echo for months to come. To an outsider, these practices might seem quaint, but for those who live them, these customs are the very architecture of their fate. You can't truly understand Vietnam without understanding how much weight the invisible world carries here. And it's this invisible thread, the profound respect for the unseen, the reverence for ancestors, the belief that the dead walk alongside the living, that binds the people together so tightly. Villages, even those separated by rivers and the mountains, share this intricate web of ritual as if woven by unseen hands. It's easy to look at the colorful festivals and the smiling faces and see only joy, but behind it all is an ancient pact with time itself, to remember, to honor, and to carry forward. Perhaps this is why Vietnam feels less like a country and more like a memory you once had but forgot, until you find yourself standing right in the middle of it again. As I share this with you, I want to invite you to continue on this journey with me. There are so many more stories hidden within Vietnamese customs, stories rarely told in English, stories that truly deserve to be heard. If you find yourself drawn into this world, don't let the tale end here. What you've heard is only the beginning, and our next step will take us even closer to the heart of why these customs endure, and why Vietnam itself feels like a legend made real. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this glimpse into Vietnam's soul, please consider subscribing and hitting that follow button. We have so much more to explore together. If the new year is the heartbeat of Vietnamese customs, then ancestor worship is the soul that gives those customs their breath. It's a practice that pulses through the entire country, from remote highland villages where smoke curls gently from wooden stilt houses, to the bustling, narrow alleys of Hanoi where family shrines glow with the soft light of oil lamps. No more matter where you are, the same powerful ritual unfolds, a respectful bow, a humble offering, and a quiet whisper to those who came before. To many outsiders, the idea that the dead remain an active part of daily life might seem like a relic from a distant past. But in Vietnam, it's a presence as real and immediate as the air you breathe. Families don't just have ancestral altars as decoration. These are living, breathing bridges to another realm. Bowls of fresh fruit, sticks of fragrant incense, cups of tea, and the photographs that have faded with time are all arranged with meticulous care. Every single detail is part of a conversation, and every action is a declaration. We have not forgotten you. You remember one evening, sitting in silence as a family prepared their altar for the anniversary of their grandfather's passing. Outside, the world rushed on with its traffic, its noise, its relentless pache. But inside that small, quiet room, time seemed to fold in on itself. The children listened to stories about the grandfather they had never met. The father lit the first incense stick, his movements slow and deliberate, and the mother's voice trembled slightly as she called out his name, inviting his spirit to join them. In that moment, the line between the past and the present simply dissolved. This isn't just ritual for ritual's sake. It's memory woven directly into the fabric of daily existence. And it's not confined to the home. Entire communities come alive during festivals like the Hung King's Temple Festival. Thousands gather to honor the mythical ancestors believed to be the founders of the nation. The powerful sound of drums echoes through the valleys. Dancers in elaborate costumes bring ancient legends to life. And for a fleeting, magical moment, myth and history become one and the same. The same spirit is present during the Mid-Autumn Festival. Lanterns bloom like a thousand new stars along the streets, carrying not only the laughter of children but also the echoes of prayers sent to the moon for health, fortune, and the family unity. These traditions reveal something essential about the Vietnamese worldview. life and death are not seen as opposing forces, but as companions walking side by side, hand in hand. And as he shared this with you, perhaps you can sense the same powerful pull that he did, that feeling that by observing these customs, you're stepping into a world where time doesn't just vanish. Instead, it gathers strength with each passing generation, creating a continuous, unbroken chain. If these glimpses into ancestral devotion stir something within you, let that feeling guide you further. Subscribe and stay with me. Together, we'll uncover the layers that most travelers never get to see. Because the true heart of Vietnam isn't found in guidebooks. It's found in these whispered conversations between the living and the dead, where every single family becomes both a sanctuary and a living chronicle of the nation itself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have you ever wondered where the true soul of a country lies? In Vietnam, you found it not just in ancient temples or vibrant festivals, but in the quiet, everyday rhythms of family and the village life. The family here isn't just a household. It's a universe, a place where multiple generations live together, connected by a deep sense of duty and the affection. I'll never forget stepping into a home in the countryside. 3 generations were sharing a meal at a single, long wooden table. The grandmother sat at one end, a figure of quiet authority. The children were a blur of energy, darting in and out, while their parents moved with a gentle grace, like guardians of both the past and the future. Every single action had meaning. The way rice was served first to the elders, the respectful, hushed tones of the children around their grandparents, it all pointed to an unspoken rule. Family unity is sacred. This idea of filial piety isn't just some old lesson from a book. It's a living, breathing practice that shapes how people speak, act, and even dream. But the story doesn't end at the front door. Beyond the family, there's the village, and in Vietnam, a village is so much more than a collection of houses. It's a living, breathing organism. Its ancient banyan tree, its communal house, its village pond, these aren't just landmarks. They are powerful symbols of a shared identity. You remember sitting under the cool shade of a giant banyan tree in a northern village. The elders told me stories of how, long ago, disputes weren't settled in courtrooms, but right, sir, under those very branches, with the entire community as witnesses. Imagine that. And then there's the village festival. The air fills with the sound of drumbeats, the laughter from folk games, and the quiet reverence of offerings made to guardian spirits. It's not just entertainment. It's a powerful ritual that renews the bonds holding everyone together. You can feel the same spirit walking through any Vietnamese market. The bargaining isn't just about money. It's a lively dance of words and the smiles, a friendly negotiation that reminds both buyer and the seller they are a part of the same community. Even simple greetings reveal this worldview. People don't just say hello. They ask about your family, your health, your journey. It shows that individuals are always seen as threads woven into a much larger, more beautiful tapestry. To an outsider, this constant focus on community might feel a bit overwhelming, a world where personal privacy sometimes takes a backseat to the group. But for the Vietnamese people, these customs are a profound source of strength. They build resilience in difficult times and they amplify joy in moments of celebration. As he shared these memories with you, he realized just how rare and precious it is to find such depth in the simple, daily rituals of life, where every handshake and every shared meal becomes part of a much greater story. If these glimpses into the heart of Vietnamese family and village life have touched you, please don't let the journey end here. Subscribe to the channel and join me as we explore the next chapter. We'll discover how these ancient customs are shaping the way Vietnam faces the modern world, carrying an incredible inheritance of resilience and grace into the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have you ever wondered what truly makes a culture tick? It's not always in the grand festivals or the ancient temples. Sometimes, the real soul of a place is found in the little things, the everyday moments. To really understand Vietnam, you have to look closer at the greetings, the gestures, and the subtle dance of respect that happens every single day. I'll never forget my first time walking down a small alley in Hanoi. People were busy, going about their day, but they still took a moment to stop and ask me how I was, where I'd come from, even about my family. In some places, that might feel a bit nosy, but here, it was pure, genuine care. It was a beautiful reminder that in Vietnam, you're never really alone. Think about a simple handshake. In Vietnam, it's often more than that. It might come with a slight bow of the head, a warm smile, or they might gently hold your hand with both of theirs. It's a silent message that says, "Welcome, you are one of us now." Even the language is a ritual. The way you address someone using different words for E and you depending on their age and the status weaves this incredible web of social connection. It's like a living map of relationships, constantly reminding everyone of their place within the community. It can be tricky for an outsider to grasp at first, but once you do, you feel like you've unlocked a deeper level of human connection. And the hospitality it's just on another level. Being invited into a Vietnamese home is a true honor. You'll be offered tea, fresh fruit, or a full meal, no matter how humble their circumstances. You remember being given a tiny clay cup of green tea. It was maybe 2 sips worth, but in that small gesture was an ocean of meaning. It was about respect, generosity, and the powerful belief that sharing, no matter how little you have, is what binds us together. What's truly amazing is seeing how these traditions survive and adapt in modern Vietnam. In the bustling cities, surrounded by glass towers and trendy cafes, you'll still see young professionals giving up their seats to elders on the bus. They still use those respectful pronouns with colleagues and travel long distances to be with family for holidays. It's like Vietnam has found the secret to moving forward without ever letting go of its past. The family altar might now sit next to a charging smartphone, but its significance is just as strong. This journey has taught me that real progress isn't about throwing away old traditions. It's about weaving them into the fabric of today, making our lives richer, stronger, and more human. As we come to the end of this journey together, I hope you carry these images with you: the scent of incense, the laughter at festivals, and the quiet dignity of a shared cup of tea. These are the things that make Vietnam so special. Thank you so much for walking this path with me. If these stories have resonated with you, please subscribe and stay connected. Let's keep exploring and remembering that culture isn't just something we observe. It's something we live and feel every single day. Vietnam whispers this truth with every smile and every bow. The past is always with us, waiting to be remembered.